Call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We okay, Michelle?
No,
Oh,
now the oops, sorry, now the microphone's not picking any noise.
Give me a minute. Microphone away. All right, there's some activity.
Okay. Thank
Should be
you.
good.
good to go?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Is there a motion for tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Did you now
Oh.
wanna?
I-
amend it?
I can't, I have them, I'm not from
So you want to withdraw? Brent?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Cindy.
I'd like to, the executive for tonight with the following amendments. Three, additional vouchers. What do you want the amounts?
Yeah, we should renumber them 20, 21, and 22.
Okay, so first one is for $39.99, and you can shut up. You need to know that.
$39.99.
Correct.
Okay, yeah,
Number 21 then would be, is that correct?
Mhm.
For $850 even, and that is for Harding's Towing. Number 2, Roman numeral 2.
Huh?
And the third one was for a total of $23,000, $1.55. And that would be number 22, and that is on American Waxel.
okay, thank you. Is there a second? All in favor? Aye, any opposed? 324, okay. So public comment will be 23 and adjournment will be number 24. Oops. Public comment, if you could please, provide your name, address, limit your comments to 3 minutes or less, we'd appreciate it. Okay, move on to communications. Michelle,
Let's see what the town's been paid in full, the $3,077,878 for their portion of the warrant for the town and county taxes. So that's completely done here. The rest will go into the county. The collection of full payments will end on February 10th, but that's a Saturday, so we will collect on February 12th without any fees or penalties. Starting this week, all paychecks will be mailed to every employee. They'll go out as soon as they're received in my office. Usually I get them on Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll just mail them straight out. I'm working with Joel Taylor to find a boarding facility for the stray dogs. So hopefully we'll have that solution by the end of the month. And I'm finalizing the dates for the mobile mammogram unit and the rabies clinic for the fall.
thank you.
Yep.
Andy?
Okay, so the highway department, we've been, working on some drainage issues we've had. Fix them up, some detention ponds we've been cleaning out. We also been busy with snow and ice, some wind storms, picking up Christmas trees and flooding the other day. We took delivery of our mini excavator that we had ordered, it should be in vouchers there. The new truck that I talked about that was damaged. We're still messing with that. I've asked the vendor that the situation that occurred from them to add an extended drivetrain warranty to this truck before we purchase it. As of this morning, it's back in the training shop, so it's been nothing but a nightmare. Russia's been purchasing gasoline from us because they are receiving some new tanks. They had a leak, so just helping them out till they're going to pick up their temporary tank tomorrow, and that way they should be all set to do their business. And, the highway department is considering opening a Facebook page. That's all I got.
I know there was a resolution by the town board regarding town amendment Facebook pages, so I will take a look at that, and I suggest everyone review that, and we'll take it up at a future meeting. Let's see, where are we here? Sheldon's not here, he's not feeling well. Brent?
Yeah, I was speaking with Kent Falls Men and Senior Citizens. They expressed their gratitude for the activity the town board provided to them. We're very thankful for that. Planning board news, January 3rd meeting, they approved special use permit for Cafe Aaron, which is down in Bend Commons. Previously was Craig Dane's location. Got a 2-lot subdivision site plan coming up, February 7th meeting. There's interest in the neighbors with a front setting for historical home. Continuing my meetings in 2024 with the supervisor, CEO, some zoning amendments, and some training and some procedural for the associated appointed boards. Also had a teleconference with Department of OCM, Office of Cannabis Management, just due to some recent activities in the town, just to get up to date where the town is, or pardon me, the state is on any of the cannabis laws. Attended the Mendon Community Business Association meeting. They're working on the solar eclipse for April 8th. They're looking to have events, each business is looking for events that we can be up to that Monday. 20th, we've got Rotary sponsored viewing for women's ticket sale on April 8th. Another date, March 2nd, they have casino night down at Westminster. That is also a Rotary sponsored event. They're working on a website for updating events, so we can be able to see it. They've also started doing a Hamlet Forest map. I think they're probably be finalizing here the next month or so. MRB, our years sign on 2024. It's my ideas for streamlining view of the planning board applications. Also went down, getting the sidewalks kicked off. Hopefully, next steps will be seeker and finalize phase 1, which we're looking at from the Hamlet to Gremlin View. Yes, hopefully, got some lofty goals of having a shovel on the ground this year if everything goes well. We're looking at ways, time-saving ideas to help make that happen, get it in the ground. Also, we met with a local resident in the hamlet, spoke a couple of times before. He's got retaining wall concerns, and talked about incorporating that into the sidewalk project, and that would be incorporated in phase 1. Continuing to do multiple investigations into possible grant fundings. We'll see if something sticks. Just keep on throwing stuff at the wall. No promises. Also started putting together an outline for a stormwater facilities review committee. Town has stormwater facilities. I think it's time that we update them. John mentioned that. Also be involved in thinking maybe south and maybe east get involved as well. Because I know there are you mentioned you work on drainage concerns, you're putting out ponds, stuff like that. That's all something that goes into the stormwater review with the annual report.
Do we have a stormwater management plan here at the town of Mendon? I don't believe so.
We do have a stormwater management plan, and there's supposed to be, there was a copy that was given to Bob.
Yeah, it was given to me. It's just a copy of the county's. It's not like tailored to us. It's just a copy of the county's plan.
Right, no, there is a copy of the plan that Tom Voorhees had a copy.
Oh, I
Copy to Bob.
I don't have that.
You don't have a copy. Of
I
the
have it.
plan.
I asked Corey for it And I just got a copy of the county's actual plan, which it doesn't really isn't tailored, isn't tailored to a small town like this. It's the county's boilerplate.
Yeah,
It should be
yeah.
changed to us.
Well, if you happen to see Bud or Gary.
Yeah, I've looked
have
all
them, if
through
I
it, yeah.
see him, I'll talk to him and see if where it be.
Yeah, I've
Should
looked
be
through
down
everything.
the highway facility.
I looked for everything, through everything. It should have, Ed Smith, I believe, was the one that was doing it.
Excuse me?
Ed Smith was the one that wrote it, I believe, back in the day.
Not
According to,
Positive, yeah.
according to Bud and Gary. And-
Hopefully we can find it. We don't have to
Yeah.
recreate the deal. We have to recreate.
You don't have it here? There's not a copy of it here?
I will,
Okay,
I'll
I
have to
believe
look at
there
the
is.
files.
I believe
There'll be
there
one
is.
here,
Yes.
but it will be updating that.
yeah, exactly.
But, I was thinking on some of these, like specifically, with Denise, is, just getting her involved. If we can say this is what we're looking for, I'm sure she fills out all this paperwork and files it anyhow. If throughout the year, she goes, okay, this is something they're looking for, make a duplicate, put it in another folder.
Yeah,
And then at the end of the year, she can just hand it for the report.
I do that every time we do any drainage. You probably saw stacks of that we used to turn in. Anytime we do any drainage work, it's documented. And then there was a, 2017, I don't have it with me. 2017, there was a plan that was given by Bud and Gary of some ponds that needed work and some stuff that needed to be done. And all of that's been completed, plus a bunch of others, and I'll bring it next time so you can see it. But that was presented to the board in 2017, I believe, by Bud and Gary. And everything's been completed between Bud and myself. And then at least another half a dozen ponds have been maintained since then.
Okay.
And I believe there was talk of one on Amon Road. There was a situation that is no longer, the way I understand, it's no longer a town situation because it was dug into a pond. And it is now that owner's. It was a detention area. They turned it into a pond through a variance, and it is now, I believe, his pond. And we only have the 25-foot easement on either side of the pipe is ours, from what I understand.
Okay, well, we can.
Yeah.
Sit down and look at it, but
Sure.
I saw something that said it was a stormwater easement.
It was, but then it was turned into a pond, an actual pond now.
If we have an easement, there's still an easement.
Yeah, there's an
The
easement for
easement's
the
in
Rick
the
Ross
both
well,
property.
it's the easement for Rick Ross.
Doesn't matter what the resident does on their own private property.
We'll take a look at that, that's what I have.
Thank you. Ken?
Yes, I attended the zoning board of appeals meeting on January 11th. There were 2 area variance applications that came for a second appearance. Approval was granted for the one at 3897 Rush Mendon Road. Concern was it was 0.6 acres for 2-unit dwelling where code requires a minimum lot area of 5 acres. This building had been used as an assisted living facility. The main concern was from the neighbors and board was off-street parking. The owner stated there's going to be no off-street parking because there's plenty of room on site, and so they granted the approval. The second one was denied because the owner on Parish Road was seeking a setback of 8 feet where code requires 20 feet. So the board denied this due that this could be achieved by other feasible means. And then having Tom Maurice as a member of the ZBA, I think it's an asset because of his numerous years of experience with the town, but also he is familiar with all of the property. So took a lot of time looking at all the maps. I also attended the 3 days of newly elected town official training. Covered a variety of information that pertains to official duties, overwhelming, but it was interesting. And along with Brent, Cindy, and Tom, we attended the official opening of Cafe Aaron on Sunday, January 21st.
Cindy?
I don't have anything from the library because they met tonight. We met at our last meeting and they don't get together until next week. And the only other thing I was gonna report was the nice lighting out there. Yeah, they were.
The only thing I have is, there was a table hockey. Over at Youth Center, it's pretty much, it's bubble gum and duct tape right now, so I think we'll need to replace that next time that breaks, but, everything else, seems I took a look at everything else.
Great, thank you. A couple items. First of all, you all received a memo from the code enforcement officer regarding his 2023 annual report for building and fire marshal duties. I also have the 284 agreement, which we approved at the last meeting for all the town board members to sign those 2 copies. If you would sign that and pass it down, appreciate it. We are, along with the code changes that Brent mentioned, we're also setting up a meeting with Don Young, who's our planning board attorney, for some of his expertise. If you're not familiar, Don does present regularly at Association of Towns regarding code and planning and zoning. There is a new law, Michelle, I think, knows more about it than I do, about the 3% credit card surcharges. And we are exempt
That is,
from that new.
we fall under municipal law instead of that.
So this goes into effect, I believe it's February 11th. And anybody who takes credit cards, they have to clearly state that there's different pricing or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
they have to state the price of it with the 3% and then offer like a 3% discount if you pay with cash. You can't say you have to pay more for using a credit card. I don't know what the difference is, but that's very important to them, so.
Great. Code enforcement and myself visited the new smoke shop in Hamlet. We talked to the gentleman who is the owner operator. Corey mentioned to him a couple of potential code violations, which he immediately addressed and changed. And spoke to the gentleman at length. He was very congenial and willing to talk to us about anything that, any questions we had about what he was selling. And to the best of my knowledge, everything he's selling there is legal. We're gonna start working on replacing some computers, as we always do every 5 years. I've been talking to Danny about that. We'll get going on that. We have a new insurance provider for cyber, auto policy, which of course includes all auto type vehicles and property. So that seems to be moving along fairly smoothly. Mendon Youth Center. We have one person who resigned, another person who is out with an illness non-related to their employment, and a new employee. So that seems to be going along pretty well at this time as far as staffing goes. Let's see, during the power outage, January 6th, everything went fairly smoothly throughout the town, and thanks to Danny, we didn't have any serious computer problems or things like that here at Town Hall. Andy, maybe you can fill me in. Apparently there was some type of incident on January 13th regarding one of our vehicles.
Plow truck with Harding slid into a ditch.
Were there any damage to the vehicle?
Nope.
No injuries, I take it?
Nope.
And that was the only vehicle?
Yep.
That was involved? Okay, great, thank you. I just think it'd be good if the board was advised of any type of accident type situations. ZBA, I met with those members just prior to the meeting, starting at the last one, and had a discussion with them. I thought it went very, very well. And I'm in discussions with HR Works regarding human resource services for the town of Mendon. We have a contract. I sent it to Sheldon. He reviewed it, sent it back to them. We're back and forth. Hopefully I'll have something for our next meeting. And last but not least, I will be on grand jury duty from February 26th until March 22nd, 2024. I could be there every day. I could not have to go at all. Keep you advised.
What were those dates again?
February twenty-sixth to March 22nd. We move on to supervisor's monthly report.
Make a motion to acknowledge the supervisor's monthly report for December 2023.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Next, we'll move on to town clerk's monthly report.
A motion to acknowledge receipt of the town clerk's monthly report for December 23, showing receipts and disbursements in the amount of $5,620.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye, any opposed? Thank you. Next, we have minutes. There's two of them.
Make a motion to accept or approve both meeting minutes of the special meeting held on December 28th, 2023, and the organizational meeting held on January 2nd, 2024, as presented.
I'll say no.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Brent. Did you include February 28th
No, not February, December
or
28th.
December
and-
28th?
yeah,
Sorry.
And January 2nd.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. Is there a second?
Yes.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Move on to budget adjustments.
Make a motion to approve the budget adjustments as outlined in the agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye, any opposed? Thank you. Move on to vouchers.
Make motion to approve all claims on vouchers number 24-001 to 24-081 on general register 24-01 in the amount of $91,292.03.
Excuse me,
That's the
that
wrong.
was a misprint.
I was gonna say, that's not mentioned here.
Right. That was sent out.
So it's got the-
Yeah.
Okay. Change that with this. Okay. Let me redo that. So I'll rescind that motion and I'll start over.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve all claims on vouchers number 24-001 through 24-081 on general abstract 24-01 in the amount of $474,086.85.
There's a zero missing in there.
I was gonna say, there's only two.
In case you didn't
numbers
notice.
with that comma. But I read it, okay, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
You read it just as it was written,
Okay, so it should be, so I start on.
or
74.
7406.45.
474-860.
No.
Yeah.
086.
Oh, 086. Okay. I said it right the first time.
You did.
All right, sorry about that.
Oh, your fault.
And I'll give you here in a second.
Wait for a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? This, as always, is a big one first, there's many bills that come in first of the year that we pay relatively quickly.
74,000 Eastern Shore Association. 22,000 for benefits, 17,000 for Lavella Fine and Spray Park. Nicer was 191, Burma 47, and Southworth, that's highway stuff. So expensive stuff, 75,000, so. Yeah.
One of the reasons why we do pay a lot of those upfront is because then we eliminate any type of interest, service charge, those kinds of things. Excuse me. So, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
I'd like to also acknowledge library vouchers number 24-01, 24-06 on library grant 24-01 in the amount of $3,902.74 for the percentage to the town board state.
Thank you. Next, we're gonna move on to number 11, which is zoning board of appeals for appointment.
Motion to appoint Theodore Travis to the zoning board of appeals, term to expire December 31st, 2027.
Second.
Any discussion? Ted, thank you for your willingness to serve on the zoning board of appeals. I know you'll be a great addition. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we have the Environmental Conservation Board for appointment.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Deborah Clark to the Environmental Conservation Board, term to expire 12/31/25.
Also,
Any discussions? Jeff, again, thank you very much. Appreciate your willing to serve. I know you'd be a great addition to the ECB. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we have Deputy Town Historian for appointment.
Make motion to appoint Christopher Pelosi to the position of deputy town historian, term to expire 12/31. Want to be, work, excuse me. 24.
Should be, yep.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. You want, the two of them are here. You want to tell them to sign the book when they come in next?
Yeah, if you can just pop in sometime when I'm in, or Bonnie can do it, just to sign the oath book downstairs. So, thanks.
I did let Chris know that he needs to come in and sign the oath book, because I
Okay.
knew he wasn't. Number 14 is architectural service contract with Meehan Architectures.
Make a motion to enter into a contract with the architecture for architectural services related to the town of Menson Falls, focus on the 664 center rear entrance project. Words, their scope of work dated January 10, 2024, about not $4,000 paid for with private funds.
Any discussion? We've talked about this, the separate entrance to the community center, et cetera. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we have 16, which is Hamlet Planters.
No, it's 15.
What did I miss?
15.
Mending Green, I'm sorry. Mending Green, letter of credit reduction and maintenance, number 50.
All in favor, Money Green Lever Credit Reduction Maintenance Bond, it's outlined here.
Second.
Any discussion? Tom, anything you want to add?
No, I think reducing it is good. Still accomplish two things, but they obviously want their letter of credit down and. It still reserves you guys with enough funds if you had to come back and finish up some of it, you could. Future projects going forward, I think we should tie letter of credits to the pavement index, that way, as the pavement price increases, we at least get prorated and grow with it. Usually what happens in the past is we get $30,000 letter of credit and obviously can't get the work for them. The situation's so large.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Now we're at 16, Hamlet Planters for purchase.
Make motion to authorize the purchase of 20 Pro Series 22 saltwater retaining baskets flag from the first bank for a cost not to exceed $3,948 to be paid from account B 7550.460.
That's it, then.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we have Highway Department purchase for snowplow parts.
Make a motion to authorize purchase of cutting edges and mushroom shoes from Chemont Supply based on Cardi bid reference 0010660 for the amount of $4,707.69 paid out of account DA 5130.200.
Second.
Any discussion?
Like to know what mushroom shoots are.
They are the bottom plates that fit underneath the plow itself that keep the plow blade from touching the, say, asphalt or concrete.
Anything else?
What are they?
All in favor?
I thought that's what they were too.
Next is number 18, which is personnel policy amendment for discussion.
Through. I think in the last meeting, I was mentioning that, do this, I would be more interested in doing it, updating our personnel policy instead of do it for a specific visual, through what our existing policy is for compensation. So, you know, market. Something that, I pulled out of my first. Basically, it outlines. Yeah, well, that's for deferral of vacation time, it's not to take the calendar year, not be accumulated forward. I think what we're looking at here is there was some vacation ties and it was, not that we're doing work related injury. So we're talking about the role for that. In here that talks about when a worker is on extended disability payments to the full for each day of the supplemental sick day, the town will deduct half a day of the accumulated sick days until accumulated sick days are exhausted. So my understanding is the town is basically making the utility whole. Workers' compensation is not make that whole. Workers' compensation only pays a portion. So what I think is that for us, in my mind, I would be more comfortable moving forward if we established a policy that if somebody was on extended disability, let's say the last quarter of the year, and they were unable to take vacation days because they were on this work-related injury. And then I think what we need to do is to work with the finance director to go through the work to make sure that there was indeed vacation days left over. And then we would cap the rollover one time for this incident. I don't know, I'm thinking if we do it at 5 days, we work 10 days to roll over. But I think we need to set it up for, it needs to be in our policy and that should be for anything.
Would there be an objection just to say, if you leave out the workman's comp or disability, whatever, just to say employees can carry a week over? I mean, again, I know that's hardship because if you have 5 weeks vacation, all of a sudden it's worse than 6 weeks 1 year. I mean, but set a number of days that they can't carry over. I mean, I think it would make this general specific case whole, but it would just allow a little more flexibility of our employees.
Well, I think for me, sick days are awarded. So it's not like, I'm familiar with being earned, it's like PTO. So you have to, that's usually where you see the rollover, because you don't have it. If I remember correctly, the way it's awarded here is on your anniversary date at the first of the year. So if you, your anniversary date, you're eligible for more, you get whatever you're eligible for.
You're awarded the first of the year.
First of the year.
Right.
Yeah. You're awarded the first of the year. Sick days, can be rolled over, and the people who are thinking about making a long-term commitment to the town of Mendon want those sick days because upon retirement, they can be attributed to their, up to a certain number of days to be attributed to their retirement. So, I think the question at hand is more about vacation than personal, in my opinion. And, I do think, I was hoping to have this for tonight, an agreement with, an outside agency to write something like this up and to change it in our policy. And I'm fairly hopeful that we'll have something in 2 weeks. However, there's a lot of contract language in there that Sheldon's been going over, and he had some objections to some of it. They replied. There's been a little negotiation going on between the town attorney and the individual company about some of the contract language. So I think having somebody who's a professional in that line of work would be helpful to write something like that. I don't think that we're pulling anybody back. Because everybody who was full-time last year received their, or I should say, everybody received their vacation and personal days for 2024, 1/1. So I don't think we're holding anything back. I'm not trying to hold anything back from anyone specifically. I'm just trying to set a clear and distinct policy that we can all feel is fair to everyone.
Do we know what other towns do? I mean, has anybody looked at the thing?
As far as rollover goes,
Yeah, or in a situation like,
I don't know. Have you checked the information that I get you each spring from all the other towns? You know, I both print it up and email it. Did you check that?
I did not check it all, not specifically for this.
Cause it might, it might be in there. I'm not sure.
Not definitely get received.
And that survey has come around again, that we'll be participating in with all the other towns. I mean, I should say, those who choose to participate, some don't participate.
So their policies might be, their policy might be in there.
Their policy about rollover days,
In a situation that, I know we keep talking about the situation, but to make it fair for everyone. like, I understand. Would they have a policy that states if someone is injured in work-related incident, then they roll over?
I doubt it would be in that document, but there might be some language in there about if days can be rolled over, period.
And that was my point, is just to make everyone have that ability. Again, I would defer to people, supervisors now. If it makes an undue hardship to have someone not take a week 1 year and have it the next year. Yeah, that's up to them, but I mean, I would think that we would somehow come up with an abstract concept and then have them do the legal language and whatever. I mean, that seems to be the way we go forward.
When you say supervisors of the town, who's that?
It's the department heads or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if you said, oh man, it's gonna kill me if someone takes 6 weeks instead of 5 weeks, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I was just clarifying.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I said super, but department heads, I should have said.
I understand now what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to chime in?
I think we should keep talking about this and making a policy change. I don't think we should do something for one individual. I don't wanna, point out that one person. But if we're gonna do something, it should be across the board. It should be based on the policy.
Anyone else? Okay, we'll move on to number 19, which is highway department hiring discussion.
So we need to hire somebody for the pipe, right? And,
Someone's retiring and I just want to start looking.
right,
If I come across the right person between now and retirement, I want to be able to, whether it happens. And you got to put it out for 2 weeks by law. Can't hire anyone in 2 weeks, and if anyone applies, then there's interviews. And
So
then-
my question is, do we have anything in writing for the individual who's expressed some interest?
Yep,
And could you share that with the board?
I don't have it with me.
Pardon?
I don't have it with me.
No, I know, I understand that, but could you share it with, me?
Absolutely,
That'd be great.
When
Yeah.
does he plan on retiring?
July.
And you have somebody who's in.
I don't know, there's been a handful of people that have, I shouldn't say handful, there's been 2 or 3 people that have approached me. 2 of them basically said they're not interested due to some of our health insurance policy. One person seems to be interested. But I haven't said we're looking, or, yeah, we are looking at July. There could be 20 other people that are interested. There could be no one, this other person may have already found another job, so I don't know.
You want the ability to be able to put something out. Approval to put something out that.
You start looking now, and if I do find the right person, that's fine. If I don't. You know how the job market is now, you can't find anyone, so I'm just trying to.
Right.
Trying to look now before it's, July, and it's 4 months into July, now we're into winter, and I'm short a guy for a plow truck. So if I could start looking now. I believe there was money put in there, so if we were to hire this person, say in March. And depending on what we hire him at. At $27 an hour, it would be 21,600 for the remainder of the year. If he fits that, if not, it'd be less. That's why I think I put on the,
25 to 27, it says.
and at 25, it would be 20,800. And that doesn't take an effect when this person leaves. There's a savings of. His salary is much higher than this one, so his actuals for the rest of the remainder would be like 17,760 at 27. If I can find some.
So this is just to be proactive.
Just to get out ahead of it.
Yep.
We all know what the job market is. You all know what it's trying to find people to work with the CDL. That can pass a drug test. That's willing to come for just single family healthcare plan.
So are we just having this discussion? Are we going to possibly make a resolution?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I think. we should. A resolution.
You said you have the letter of intent, right, Andy?
Yep.
I know he can't officially announce there's 9 o'clock, right?
That's just for
He can't start his official retirement process. So,
Right.
you said there's.
I've had-
intent that you can hear.
A handful of conversations with him, and he's said at the end of July, and I keep asking him, he says he's written it. And
Well,
and
just
we'll,
out of curiosity, you advertise, you hire somebody, who starts in March, and this person that intends to retire decides not to, revokes his letter.
well, I won't hire him until I get his letter that he's saying he's retired, obviously. So I'm not gonna, so he's got the letter, seen the letter, he hasn't given it to me, but if I hire someone, he knows what I'm doing or what we're doing. So once he hands it to me, he's already got his paperwork ready to go. You can't do it too soon, you can't do it
Right.
too late, so he's gotta kind of wait. But his life is planned to leave at the end of July, right now.
And then, would you just have him train until he?
Yeah,
takes over in July?
I was gonna have dispatch and stuff, but now we're into March. So he'll probably do some dispatch and learn the roads and stuff, if this person, if I can find someone. Yeah, and he would train to learn. Run equipment, or if he is equipment operator, if not, he'd come in as a laborer, truck driver. Learn the routes, learn the plow truck, that kind of stuff. Be nice to get him into a plow truck before we throw him into it in next November or December. We've done this before. The highway department's done it before with another employee.
So just so that board's aware, it's New York State retirement that you can't put your papers in before a certain date.
It's 30 days.
It's- Pardon?
I think it's 30 days if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but
I'm not sure, but I know there's a
the day you
clock,
put your thing in to the day
With that,
you want,
right.
it's gotta be within a 30-day window.
but giving something to the town minute would be,
Separate.
it's completely separate.
Right.
So we're not
We're
we're not messing with this retirement.
You guys done with questions?
Huh?
Is everyone done with questions? I mean, I'll make a resolution if you want.
Oh, yeah, there's more
Do
questions.
you have any more questions or
No.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the highway superintendent to post a help wanted ad for the upcoming NEO job position, $25 to $27 per hour, earliest possible hire date would be February.
second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
That's,
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Aye. Is that, any against? I didn't want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Excellent. Oh. okay. Number 20 is a voucher. Cindy, do you want to do that? I think you got it.
Number 20, let's make a resolution and the voucher in the amount of $39.99. On vouchers and I'm sorry. That is for Ian's check.
Is there a account number on it?
Yeah.
Right there.
Up at the top. DA 9057.8.
There a second?
There is a
Second.
we have to do this separately.
Yeah, we really should. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. 21,
Number 21, I'd like to add another voucher amount. $850 for Harding Point 2 Romeo Northville. And then is account number DA 5130.4. So you got the amount?
Thank you.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. 22,
22
for
is,
Fulton.
yeah, 22 is another voucher in the amount of $23,001.55 for American Rock Hall. Account number DB 5148.4.
Great. Any discussion? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. for that. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, back to public comment. Anybody, 3 minutes or less, name, address? Motion for adjournment.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. If the 284 agreement, if somebody could ship it back this way, you know. Yeah.